hiyo takata.
Yo, what up, our beautiful people? Welcome to our YouTube channel. I go by the name of Boy Kenya
and I go by the name by Malex Made. Make sure you check me out on my YouTube channel by Malex Made. I'll be posting my videos there. And also check his channel by Boy Kenya.
Boy Kenya. Today we have an amazing show. Today is going to be the best show. We have cooked something very good for you and hope guys are going to enjoy. Welcome to today's shows, Malex.
Yeah.
Welcome guys. Welcome our fans.
Our viewers, our subscribers. Thank you for support. We salute you guys and keep supporting us.
Now kitu support tafika wapi?
You're going far.
Tutafika huko juu, because we have very good things and see whatever. We are going to use these gifts at the way good possible, and we won't going to let you down, and hoping to get the best from this side. So today we are going to talk about.
Today we are going to talk largely about the life, our life after, let's say, like school. Yeah, life like after high school. That would be like since we left our in the high school life until now, how the life have been. If it was difficult, it was easy. Yeah. So we are going to start with you, Msani or Drip Boy.
Yeah. You see, Malex.
Yeah.
You see, when we are in high school, let's say when you join Form 1, you're like, when I finish Form 4, I'm going to be driving big cars, I'm going to be the best manager, I'm going to get a good job. Little that we know that after school, things are different. We say things are different for ground, which meaning that when you step out of Form 4, you're going to get a different things. You know, back then when I was still in high school, I used to see a lot of jobless guys out there. I'm like, why are these people lazy? You know, I was just laughing at them. I'm like, why these people can't
like you mean like in high school life, you think like when you are out after high school life, you're going to make it like directly.
You just think after high school things are just be going,
also the pressure from other teachers, the way they put that you have to get an A, you have to get if you are that sharp and in education, then you may think that you're going to make it like easily in life, but it's not that such a way.
So most of people after high school, you think like after high school. In fact, during KCSE, when I was finishing I remember my last paper which I did my KCSE. After finishing it, I just removed my t-shirt. I went to school with scissors. I went to school with scissors. Immediately after my final exam, I took out my shirt and I tear it down in front of teachers, and I was like,
this is the end.
This is the end of this. I'm going. I feel like I've made it in life. Little did I know that.
But when you went out, what do you think? Going
back. It's like from school to another school. Different things you have to learn.
When I was like after high school, you feel like it's the end of everything. Like this is where like you are in a concentration camp. I would say like that.
Yeah.
But when you go out, things tend to be very different, like the life hits you like the way you didn't expect, but in high school life, like I would give you an example. When I was like after Form 4, I remember I teared all the books, like dictionaries, all the chemistry books, and I burned even people used to burn the box for putting some notes, everything.
You feel like I'm going to a mock.
You feel like this is something that I was forced to do.
You feel like it's prison. Better high school is prison. In fact, for the guys who have gone to boarding.
But I realize it's not a prison when you get out.
Because you see, when you're high school, you feel like it's prison, but the moment you step out, you feel like I was being babysitted. I was being, because in high school,
everything is
been catered for. But at the moment to step out,
like the parents like just release you.
And if you're a man, you have to face it. For little advantage for the girls,
for the girls, they tend to stay with the young.
Because a girl can get a sponsor, can get a rich husband, can get married. But for a man, you have to work hard.
There's no shortcut.
There's no shortcut for a man, so you have to work hard. So tell us your experience after high school. What went down?
So after
I know you went through a lot of things. As a man, I understand. Okay, tell our fans.
So after high school, I left the school and then I went home. So at this point, then my mother we stayed with like with my parents for kind of months. So and then my mom said that you can't start it like that. When the results were out, you have to find that the parents had to find for a school depending on your grade. If you had a good grade, then you go to university. If they have capability of taking you to university, they have the money, they will take you. But if they don't have, they will just find a common college, then they take you. For me, I didn't do very well in high school.
You scored you didn't do good. You scored an A plus.
No.
Because you didn't do good. You scored. This guy is very genius. He didn't do good, so he had an A plus. So tell us.
Actually, I was the one. I performed very well. There's one subject that I performed very well. You know which subject is that?
CRE. Because I know you're a good Christian.
No.
Not CRE.
It was English. You guess which grade did I have?
The best grade you can get.
D.
Voila.
Yeah, that's the subject that I performed very well.
And the way you're speaking good English.
But the best subject that I did was English, and I got C minor. That's I'm not lying.
Okay.
But the others, no need of mentioning because it's a disaster.
It's a disaster. But you're proud of our grades, huh?
Yeah. But I actually
one thing about
I didn't perform. I would say I performed to my best.
Yeah. One thing I can say about high school grades, they don't determine your life.
Yeah.
There's some people who had an A's, but they're still struggling, and there are people who got E's, and they have really made it in life. Because this outside the world, it's all about your brain, the way you take this world. It's the way it's going to give you.
I know some who like did terribly in KCSE right now. Some of who are my previous we were running like we completed the Form 4 with them, and they are very some have cars. Some of my best we just talk with. I see them online. They are just doing great in their life, and they scored like let me say D minor like that. You don't depend on your grade. You depend how you're going to take yourself outside.
The moment you finish high school, don't depend on your grade. If you get an E, there's still life.
Yes.
You don't be like, I'm stupid, I'm going to be the poorest guy in the world.
The mentality, what I remember, there's this mentality which teachers put in mind.
Yeah.
That if you don't get an A, then you are doomed. Your life will be poor.
Yeah, even there's
a teacher that used to teach us like geography. His name was
high schooler?
Mr. Kamama. I cannot forget.
Mr. Kamama?
Mr. Kamama. I don't know.
Kamau or Kamama?
Kamama. Mr. Kamama. I don't know what kind of a name.
Wow. Mr. Kamama.
Mr.
We
Kamama.
See you.
What
did you say? Hapa ni ulisema tuendi mbali.
He said you're not gone far.
Hapa ni wapi?
What he said. That time the class had performed poorly. Everyone had like a D minor D and all that. And he came to told us. He gave us a lecture and told us, guys, whatever you're doing, you're performing poorly. And, in this grade that you're getting, you can't even board a flight to go anywhere in the world.
Listen to that. Guy.
How many flights have I boarded? Now 5.
And I'm sure he've never even got out of Kenya. Yeah. From Kenya to Uganda.
Yeah.
And here you are.
You cannot go.
Your passport, very many stamps now.
Yeah. I've gone a lot. So I would say like the grade that doesn't determine, and don't listen to whatever people tell you. Even if it's your teacher, as long as you believe in yourself, just do whatever you like. So we are going to after high school.
Yeah, after high school, yeah.
So after high school, the life at first was easy because I stayed with my parents, and then they said that they're gonna find me a college, and then we went to Thika.
I know Thika.
Thika is a town in Kenya.
Yeah.
It
produces good
I think
pineapples.
It's the second or third biggest city.
Town.
It's a town. It's not a city.
It's not a city. Thika, it still have a long way to be a city.
So Thika is a town, as he said, but it's a big town. It's not a small town.
It's a big town.
Have
they produce good pineapples, huh?
Also, they have some industries.
Yeah.
There's an industry.
Yeah.
So I was taken there in a college called Success, just a small college, and I was doing IT at the time. And because the town where I live in the village, so I had to shift near the town. So I had to change the command. I would say where I was living. So I started living like in Georgia.
Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica.
For if you know, so, you know Jamaica. If you know, you know. If you don't know.
So to cut off the spending, we had to share two guys, and one guy is also in my village called just one of our neighbor in our village. We joined and went to live with him together. So this life of college, like it was like expensive because they used to use the car and all that. So you used to spend a lot of money, and the money that the parents were providing
for transportation from Georgia to Thika.
Yeah, so it was like 60 shillings, and coming back plus is like 120. So you see in a day is 20 shillings. So in a week that is about 1,000. And we stayed, and the parents used to send the money.
And for one semester, for how long was it? How many weeks in one semester?
The semester, I think 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. That's equivalent to 4 times 3, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And for a week, 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that's expensive.
So the life. Then you start staying with this guy and all that, and you could sleep in the same room and go to school the same time and all that. We share, cook together and all that. Try to cut off the expenses between, so that you can try to help our parents back at home. So this time, I think life started with these guys. I would say this guy was using Madre.
If
he was using some drugs.
Yeah, some drugs. Madre. We called them Madre.
I won't say like I was holy. Also, that time I used to consume. I would say like cat like Mera. Jabba. And at that time, after high school, peer pressure from friends and all that. So I used to take cigarette. I used to take these. Called Chavis, this.
Dove and stuff.
Also, I used to drink, but not too much.
Drinking what? Water?
No. Something else that make you feel like
intoxicated.
Yeah, you feel like staggering. Yeah. And you shout, you talk a lot of English, like
you just feel like high.
And you talk English
fluently
like that. I think even this one is not better. I have to drink.
No. You don't drink. If you want to drink water. Just okay.
So we are living this guy, and this guy is like consuming each and everything, like from cat, from cigarette and all that. Also, I was consuming. So at that time, I saw this not going well because we are using a lot of money. Why don't we use the money that will be sent by the parents 1 week? Why don't we use it? We leave the education, the course, and then start using this money to buy this stuff. When you're young, you can't fool yourself if you're not wise, and if you don't get someone who talk to you. So we kind of dropped from the school, but the teacher was reaching out on my mom and my parents saying, these guys are not coming. I'm not coming to school these days. What is happening? My mom is calling, and why I'm sending money and this guy is not going to school. And then my mother gave up. Our parents just gave up, and then we started going to do some construction work. So at the time we went to do some construction. We left the school, and the school was over, like that. And we just did it for 6 months. So life started there. My mom is not sending money anymore, so our parents not sending. So you have to go to depend.
You have to hustle as a man,
because my mom, our parents had done our best to try to. Our parents had. Why you laughing? Yeah, but it's true. Our parents had done our.
Oh my God, this guy is funny. Sorry for that.
But our parents had done it. So I would say our parents they had done all the best to try to get us a good education so that we can get good work. So we started doing some construction job, and there I started consume a lot of drugs and all that. Every day I could go and buy a mirror. When I get the salary, we are paid on Saturday. That is 3,500
per week. 3,500.
Yeah, for construction each and every day. But
Jengo.
But it's tough work.
Yeah, it's called Jengo.
Construction work. Yeah. So we could like everything, like all the stuff for cooking and all that, all the shopping and everything. So the life started like that, and it was not easy. And we struggled with it, with that guy. going to Mjengo every day, going to construction work and all that. Yeah. I would say maybe you give me a
okay, let me ask you something. Do you regret like you went out of school, you dropped out of school because your parents took you to school, but you saw like it was a burden to them, and you went to construction to actually try to hustle. Do you sometimes regret, like feel like maybe if I could, like persevere and continue with my studies, I could be somewhere far?
In my life I said I will never regret anything because right now I still young. I can do it.
Yeah.
And I still have that capability of. I mean, you can learn in each and every age. Even when you are 80, you can do IT. Right now I'm still young. I can do it, and I can manage. I can go to school with my own money because now I'm money. Yeah. So I won't regret. Maybe that's what was meant to happen.
Yeah, everything happens with a good reason.
Yeah, it happened and all that. Maybe it was a lesson that I will teach even my kids in some time to come. So I won't regret about that. But I think I failed my parents because they what they wanted.
They didn't give them what they expected.
And so then my parents came where we are living. They came and realized that we are consuming a lot of drugs. So the way we are living, my mother was concerned about what is happening. This guy, they drop out of school. One of the neighbors was like kind of giving, was a spy, was calling and said this guy there is going to spoil because he's
was calling mother.
Yeah, for me, my parents said this guy is going to spoil. So my mom used to call, and you are using things and things and things. And I said, then I could tell my mother, no, those are false claims. Having like that happens. So one day
you're trying to kujitetea.
Yeah. I'm trying to just explain myself, just to get from that problem. Try to show how I'm good son, but my each and every parents wants his child to be the best. Even when you go through a lot, even when you use drugs, you sleep in trenches, your parents will come over for you.
May God keep on blessing our parents. They did a very good
job.
Yeah.
My mom said, my parents said they are not going to tell me, but they came very early in the morning. That time I have not gone to construction work because the whole night I was
the whole night.
Yeah. So that time I had some. I think that time we had a small a vehicle at that time, very small, just a small car. So at where I used to live, I had like a big bang from the doors from the car. Then what happened? I've never had any car like
coming into the
stop near there where I live.
Yeah.
So I was like, my mind was, who is that? And then outside I heard my mom speaking. I said, can you open the house? Oh my God. And I just finished smoking some cigarette.
From smoking?
Yeah, the room was full with the
smoke, yeah.
All the floor was the leaves from Mira. Like it was messy everywhere. Man, I remember asking myself, can I? Even I didn't know how to say. I was like, my heart like stop. I asked myself, can I talk? Can I open the door? Can I do? But then I ended up opening, and then my mother was like, oh my God, what is happening here? You saw everything.
And did you realize that's your mother who is knocking?
Yeah, I heard the sound. He was talking outside. I said, oh, open. I just came. In found the smoke is still in the room. I smoked and everything. He didn't even know that I was smoking. So he got angry with me and then said that the life that I'm living, I don't have to live there. I have to shift back to the village. So I shifted. I knew that I was after Form 4, so she was still very concerned. He knew that you can get in bad behavior and all that. So get me back to the village. So for 1 week I reformed and I came back, and then I think like I just stopped some things because he talked to me and all that, the parents and all that. After high school you think like everything you want to use the cigarette so that can be seen.
It's called you're trying to explore
everything. It's sometimes I say it's not bad.
It's not bad
because things that you do when you are still.
Yeah, it's not bad, but the bad thing is that once you enter, if you can get yourself out of those drugs, it's good. But once you enter, you cannot get them. See, there are people who they get in drugs, but they have to go to rehab to change their life. That's bad. But if you go there into drugs and you can pull yourself out, that's not bad. But if you engage yourself in drugs, but for you to pull out, you have to go to rehab. You see, the rehab is very expensive.
For me, I didn't reach at the point of going to rehab because I was still not. I did not consume that much, but and my mom realized very fast, and then he talked to me.
So you want to hear about my story?
Yeah, let me hear the side of your story. So,
yo, mine is kind of tricky. Mine is kind. You see,
I know yours is more than worse.
Yeah, mine is more than worse. Cause this life, man, I didn't expect it to be that way.
Yeah.
Let me tell you like this. Me, while I was in high school, I was very good boy, very decent boy. In fact, I was teachers wanted me to be the head boy, but I didn't want cause I was very friendly to everyone. And people used to call me Msani, because I used to sing to people. Girls come to me like, Msani, sing for me. You know, people used to love me because of my talent, because I have sweet voice. So when I sing to people, they admire. So I was a very good boy. Teachers used to like me. And I thought after high school, things are going to be, fine as I expected. Even my parents expected things to be fine. But immediately after Form 4, I did good. By then I did good. I was not that bad because.
But from your side, that time Matiang'i was not there.
No, I didn't do Matiang'i. I did with
that time there was more Kenya. That time there was more Kenya.
But in our school, I didn't get more Kenya.
But our time it was tough.
You see me, I did my Form 4. The school that I was doing, our teacher was very strict. Yeah.
So there was not like cheating.
It was there, but for our school, I didn't get. But I tried my best because our teachers were very strict.
So that came out from your knowledge.
Yeah, from my knowledge. I tried. Even our best student, when we had like 10 candidates went to university. We did good because our main score was C plane. Yeah, our main score was C plane. So I tried my best.
Ours was C minor.
You see, even you tried. So, and you talked about your good grades. Guess what was my good grade?
I think
in subjects.
You are sharp. I think you are sharp in maths.
No, I don't like maths. In fact, maths problem. In maths, I just wrote my name, then I slept.
If you are not good in maths, then you're not good in physics, then you're not good in business, then you're not good in.
I didn't do business.
You didn't do good with business.
I don't do business.
So I would say history.
Yeah, I was good in history. In fact, history I got an A minor. A minor. History and CRE. Both of them I got A minus. That's what the most performing
in my life in high school, and I didn't get in A.
Yeah, because me, you see, when it comes to reading, I have good cramming ability. If I read a book like this, I just cram. And history and CRE is all about reading. So when I just read, I cram. When the paper comes,
very nice.
I thank God in those two subjects I managed to get A minor, but maths, chemistry, D minor.
For me, I know when the paper for chemistry came, that time was for Matiang'i. I just produced I write my name, then I like just anything that is in my head. If I
maths and chemistry, I was just expecting E's. When the results came, I saw there's no E. I said Alhamdulillah, because I was just expecting E and E minor E. But I thank God I just got and did.
Even I didn't get an E.
Yeah. So, but I regret for total.
The grade.
I got C plane. Yeah, because I thank God. So my parents they asked me, what do you want? I wanted to do media and mass communication, but my parents told me that industry about media is very competitive, and to getting job it will be tricky for me. So I was told to rethink. Then there was my good neighbor somewhere there. He told me, Msani, have you finished your high school? What did you get? He told me C plane. Told me, okay, we have a very good campus in Nairobi called Nairobi Kenya Utalii College. If you come and join that and do hospitality management with that grade, you'll get a good job. Then I was like, wow. At the end of the day, what we want is we want to be employed and get good job. So I thank God I managed to join Kenya Utalii College. I did my hospitality management. But
I have one question. Before, when you are like ending your school life, like high school life, were you like were you consuming anything like drugs and all that?
No. Me, I was a very good. I
you
was
were clean.
Clean. Even I didn't. Me, I finished high school. I was still a virgin. I didn't even know about girls. I was very shy. I didn't know anything about girls, about drugs. My father is a military army. So that guy is very strict and doesn't tolerate any nonsense. The moment is noticed, even if a neighbor sends you to go and buy smoke cigarette, if you come back, problem. Why did you allow to go and buy? Even that neighbor would ask, why are you sending my child to go and buy you? So my father was very strict. So, and me I was that guy. I was telling myself, you see, there's that deep thing inside you telling you, I want to do this and this and this after high school. Because I knew, I just
like
knew
you
that
didn't want to disappoint your parents and shit.
No, apart from that, I wanted to explore these things. I wanted to explore more about girls. I wanted to explore more about drugs. I wanted to explore more about these discos, nightclubs. So,
but the situation was not allowing.
You see, I can say that I can't blame anyone for messing myself in campus. I can say I just messed myself because these things, like, you see, you feel like I want to explore something, I want to do something. That's how you get yourself into problem. So immediately when I joined Kenya Utalii College, first semester was good. The second semester, and you see, when you go to campus, you meet Utalii College. It's a big campus, and you meet people from all over the Africa, because it's the best company, it's the best institute for hospitality. So when I went there to Kenya Utalii College, I met a couple of guys from different regions, Africa, in Kenya, different places. So you get to indulge with so many people, and they teach you other things. So slowly I was taught to use Java. You know, Java was I remember the first day I used Java. I felt this thing is wow.
Okay.
Why was this thing
That's
not...
every feeling of each and every drug.
You feel like, wow, this is the best thing ever in the world.
I remember even when the first I smoked, and when I smoked the cigarette, like the guy, you know, I used to smoke like then remove all the air. I didn't inhale it in the lungs. I used to.
You remove it already.
And there was no like.
You feel high.
So the guy who was teaching me told me, you have to do this. You have to inhale it inside, and then let it stay for a few seconds. Then you get high. Man, I did that, and it was a cigarette. I just fall down because, man, it was very strong.
You went up to the brain, huh?
Yeah, I fall down.
So I was taught how to use Java, and I remember each and Thursday, cause at campus you don't go to school Saturday and Sunday. So with my gang, we were calling it gang. Me with my gang, immediately after classes on Friday, because on Friday we finish our classes at 2. Then we just go out. And remember, I'm in Nairobi. And that was my first time to be in Nairobi. Okay, I was born in Nairobi, but I was raised in Mombasa. So I was brought back in Nairobi while I'm an adult and I have my ID. So I'm like, and the moment if you get ID, you're like, no, nobody can tell me anything, because you feel like I'm an adult now. So on Fridays we used to go out. We buy how you used to live? You used to live in hostels? No. My parents took me because in the hostels they are very expensive. So I told my parents, no, don't strain too much. Just get me a house somewhere at least. I know some gas were being destroying. You see, little I'm coming there. Let's start with drugs first. Then Friday, immediately after school, we have to go. We buy Java, me and my crew. We go somewhere, we start, kuskisha. We feel good, We buy alcohol, the kapota. At that time it was makings.
And a story from nowhere starts.
And we feel good. So each and every weekend, just started simple. So each and every weekend, imagine campus, it was 2 years, but each and every weekend, each and every weekend, there's no weekend I missed doing alcohol, jabba. But I didn't smoke a cigarette because I don't like smokes. So I didn't try to lose a cigarette. But so the moment the more I was doing those drugs, the more my concentration in school was being messed up. I never concentrated in class. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're just high. You don't go back to books. You revise. So when exams come, you don't see anything. So I remember
I say the drugs kind of mess some.
Some
they
drugs,
drain you.
they
kind of drain you.
And you know, apart from that, me, I wanted to be a very big artist, and I'm still aspiring, and I'm still chasing that dream. I can't say that I gave up on that dream. I'm still chasing it. So there was that feeling inside me. I was telling myself, you see, the moment you use drugs, you feel, I've made it in life. So those drugs, they are telling me, you're a big artist.
No one is telling me it's bad. The friends are encouraging you, it's good and all that.
Yeah, so when you wake up in the morning, you feel low, you feel lonely.
I would say the only person who cares a lot about their child is the parents.
Yeah, the parents.
The people outside, they don't care.
And you know the bad thing is that I was alone in Nairobi, so my parents were just like, my son is doing good, because they can't call me at night to follow up what I'm doing. At the day, they can call me, how is school? I tell them, school is good, blah, blah, blah. But during night, I'm an animal. Nairobi clubs, here and there, messing.
You're a chameleon.
You cannot. My parents, one day, remember, I went home and my mother found jabba in my bag and was like, Paul, have you started using this thing? I was like, Mom, it's not mine, it's my friend, I gave him the box. But you knew, this is the problem. But I did drugs for like, they messed my life. So.
And were you able to complete the course because of these drugs?
Yeah, I managed to finish the course.
For me, I dropped.
I didn't drop. One thing I didn't drop out of school, I managed to finish my course. And I graduated. But after graduating, the drugs were so much into me. I became like, I don't know, I became so useless in the society. I didn't want to chase my dreams. I didn't want to look for job. The moment I get job, I feel like, you see, one thing about drugs, they drain your energy. Okay, they drain your energy. You become lazy. So the moment I get job, I don't perform well at work. So the company was like, this one is not productive. Get out. So I get out of work. Then I don't have that, that confidence of going to get a new job again. I just stay. Then I can't even stay for even like 6 months. Then my parents are like, yo, what are you doing with your life? Why can't you go and look for a job again? Then I was like, then I go. Then it got to a point, you see, and the moment I'm out of work, you see, the devil is a liar. I'm out of work, but imagine I can get money to purchase drugs.
I don't know what happens. You lack everything else, but there's the money of getting drugs, you can't lack it.
Yeah, the devil is a liar. Imagine I was able to raise money.
Like for me, I used to lack the money to get food, but the small money to get drugs, or the drugs could be, I don't know how.
But even if you don't get that money to buy those drugs, you see that bad company. They're like, yo, Msani, what's happening? Are you coming? I'm not coming. Oh, niko chini. Kuja nkutole form. You see, like, come.
I'll put everything that you want. Come and ask everything.
Imagine your friend cannot give you food, but is willing to give you drugs. So
even if you have 500 here, he told me, give me 200.
So drugs messed up with my life. I gave up on my dreams, and I gave up on my hospitality management. So I was just useless. But one thing I thank about God,
you have graduated.
Yeah, I graduated, but one thing I can say, thanks to God, Corona woke me up. I remember 2020. So it was between me and God. My life was between hard rock and wall. There's nothing else I can do. I was squeezed to the end. So I remember my mom one day called me and was like, imagine I was not even having a phone. I was just you see, like, I'm just useless.
You have sold everything.
Everything. My house have been closed. I'm just useless in the streets. Man, I don't care. You see?
Yeah, I remember
as long as I'm getting my
just living.
As long as I get my job, I just
you say Boro
High, and I was living in Kawangware. As long as I get my job, I mean, tazunguka usiku yote mpaka asubuhi. You see, I was just living like dogs in the street. But I thank God changed my life. So Corona came, and one day our landlord came and told me, Paul, nimekuvumilia vya kutosha, so you have to get out of here. So there was nothing I could do. My things were locked up, so I was had to move out. I went to my sister and I told my sister, sis, ni kubaya, nimefukuzwa, nifanya aje? Sis told me, can you do mjengo now? Remember, it's Corona. Everywhere's been locked. You can't go back to shags. There's nothing you can do. Everyone is squeezed to the rock. So my sister asked me, can you do mjengo? Yo, bro, there's nothing I could do. I had to go to mjengo. I've never gone to mjengo, so that was the first time, 2020. I remember it was May, so I had to go to mjengo. I remember the first day I stepped at mjengo. Our foreman asked me, yo, utawezana?
Because the drug had sucked
they said me, oh, my energy, I was very weak. I was, you see.
You know, when I was using some drugs, I was like tiny.
Please, to all the youths there who are still struggling with life, don't get yourself into drugs. Yeah,
drugs can also be.
They'll mess your life.
Mess you like.
Yeah. Even if you're struggling with life, struggle. One day you'll make it, but don't get yourself into drugs. It's like double trouble. You're struggling with drugs and you're struggling with life. It will mess you. You see, like for us, our stories are different. God came along and changed our life. But so many youths have died because of drugs. So please.
Most of them, my friends,
most of the youths they've been. And if you get into drugs, you'll find yourself into crime. You see, and the moment you get yourself into crime, down. So Corona came along, I went to mjengo, and from there God gave me that strength. Man, sometimes when I remember my life back then, I feel like to cry. It's very emotional, but I thank God. I went to mjengo. I met a lot of people there, but also in mjengo,
the mjengo I think is the worst, because you can't.
Mjengo is the worst because there I was taught to use bang. Again, problem. Because you cannot do mjengo if you're not consuming bang.
I was thinking that you were about to say that mjengo changed you, because the story.
It changed me. It changed me to be hardworking.
Yeah,
you see, because I
know the drugs.
Yeah, I said, like, if I can do this, then I'm very good. Yeah. If I can do this hard work, then, because people used to say, like, Paul cannot do anything. Yeah. You see, even my family, I say, like, the whole family was like, Paul cannot do anything, because I was so much into drugs, and my life was, you see, even people used to call my mom, was like, yo, just come for your son, he's very useless in the society. But one thing I just knew about myself. I knew one day I'm going to make it. I didn't know how. And I never gave up on my life, because I had this talent inside me, and I knew that God is going to raise me out of this mud. I'm going to wake up, and God is going to lift me up to somewhere there. So in mjengo, problem again. I met another bad company. That was like, Paul, you can't live to this. Come, smoke. One puff, feel like, hey, I have a lot of energy. You go, you do work. Then when you feel weak, so then I taught myself how to use bang. And imagine I did mjengo for 1 year. Yeah, for 1 year. I did for 1 year. After Corona, then things started to open up. Then I was after things. I became very hardworking. Then I was called for an interview in an hotel. I went there and I got a job. Then things started to but unfortunately, after getting that job again, I was let me say I was chased away. Then life became like this again. Then I had to go back to my father and my.
Like in the
I went back to my I went back to the village. So back then guys were like, oh, Paul Kwisha. Paul Kwisha sasa. Paul mambo yake Kwisha. I told you this guy not gonna.
Paul is now the
yeah, but God is there. God is a very powerful God. He just did a very good. During Mjengo time, that's when I went to studio.
Oh, studio.
Yeah, that's when I went
the
to
song
studio. Yeah, Mama. And I did that song to tell my mama that despite what people are saying, I'm going to make it. Yeah. I'm going to make it in life. So I did that song, Mama, and it blew up. People, you see, guys, go to my YouTube channel, Dripboy. I'll put that song there and you'll hear. It's a very encouraging song, and from that song,
today's Mother's Day. So
yeah,
talked about
and it talked about my mom. I did that song to my mom.
You're in a new day.
Mama's Day was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, so God changed my life. Up to here now, I can say. So
I have one question. And when did you come to leave all the drugs and all that?
I came to leave the drugs in
like bang,
2022.
Are you fully out of drugs?
Yeah, right now I'm full out of drugs. Now I don't use anything. I came to see like they're not adding anything in my life, so I changed. I just decided to take the right path. I just leave all the. You see, like sometimes in life you have to take the turning point, and you feel like you have to change your life.
Are you sure even if I put mirror here, you have changed a lot?
I've changed. You see, the moment you take the moment you take that turning point, don't go back.
Yeah. Even me, sometimes I see people smoking, but I say as long as like now I don't consume anything. Like I feel fresh. I just woke up, I take breakfast, I take my lunch, and that's it. I don't have anything to think about. Like before I used to think about taking cigarette, taking mirror, taking everything. But now nothing is holding my mind. In this life I say there's nothing is going to hold me. Like anything.
And don't let anything to hold you back. And if you're a man out there, work hard. One day you'll chase that dream. There's one day God is going to send there's destiny helper.
There's this question you didn't answer. When did you come to leave all the drugs? What happened? Like
I think it was in 2022 when life again brought me back to the hardship. So I was like, maybe this. You see, there's a point you have to sit back and ask yourself, what is it that I'm not doing right? Yeah. So I realized that these drugs are the ones which are messing up with my life. So I had to leave them, and I went back to church. But back then in high school, I used to go to church. But the moment I stepped in campus, I left church. So from 2022, I went back to God. I gave my life to God, and God did a lot of miracles to me. That's why even I'm here talking to this podcast. I can talk to people. My dreams are coming true. Now, that's when I started to open up. God started to open up my eyes, and I thank God for where I'm up to now. I am. Hata akaunti nasoma na kamwili kananona hata wewe si unaona.
I would say, like, I was about to say you that in high school you could be born again like each and every weekend challenge.
Yeah.
For me, I was born like I used to be born again.
Born again each and every
weekend challenge. Each and every Sunday you are being born again. You are being prayed for because I don't know, but. That's all about.
That's all about my story after high school.
So no one is consuming that. You're not consuming. I'm not consuming.
We have to change because you see this life. You have to turn.
You have to go through this.
And don't anyone judge you because of your past. We all have past. Yeah, and that is past. So you have future. The future is bright, and here we are. You see, we are talking to you guys, and hope this message is going to reach to all the youths out there, and they are going to learn 1, 2, 3 about
you're going to learn from this. What is your closing point?
My closing point is that never give up in this life. If you have that gift, you have that talent, you have that skill, chase that dream. brother, sister, chase that dream. Never listen to what never listen to what critics are telling you. Oh, you're not the best, you can't do it. You can do it. Imagine you can do it. Me, I came from nowhere. I went to studio and the song that I did was very, it was a banger. So believe in yourself, trust in God, have faith, and you're going to
be consistent.
Yeah, consistent.
Don't do something small and then say,
yeah,
I didn't get support for people, so I'm going to leave it. Just do it, not for the people, but just for you and your future.
And you, what can you say? What
my closing point is just, I will just say in widely, like the way you talked here about the drugs. If you are youth there and you go through challenges in life, you don't have rent, you don't have anything, don't consume drugs. Just get assistance, and don't think that drugs are going to solve your problems. They are going to destroy you completely. My closing point is just to say that, it was a great conversation between me and you, and at least you know a little bit about our story, our history. Maybe we are going to tell you more about what happened. You know, we have a lot of
and God changed our lives so that we can encourage you.
And guys, I know you are gonna watch and you're gonna support this podcast. We'll be bringing our best, our stories, everything and all that. I will say that's all about me.
Adios. See you next time.
Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
And don't forget to subscribe to Alex Med and Drip Boy Kenya. We are taking over the airwaves. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for the feedback. Thank you guys for the views. We salute you. Without you, we are nothing. Kudos. We are out.